Hey guys, my name is Nogan and welcome to my Java series and welcome to this new video about Java. Now in this video today we're going to be focusing on trying to create now Java programs. So we'll look at like the features of Java programming language and also try to understand like what is Java by definition in much more detail and why is it being used or why is it there eventually. And also look at like the syntax of Java as a basic program and how we can try to utilize those things as a means of now understanding the difference between C++ and Java. Because C++ is like a framework where now every language in terms of by definition has been developed from, because Java is closely based on C++ based on the syntax, but it's similar in most cases in a way, because now if you understand C++ in terms of like OOP, Java is nothing compared to learning it like instantly, because it's similar in syntax. But before we continue, if you haven't watched the previous video, we just installed the NetBeans and also the Java JDK packages. If you got on top there, just go and check it out, because now there we install the Java JDK and also the NetBeans, so we can start writing our Java programs. Now let me just open out the Apache NetBeans, as you can see on my desktop here. Awesome. So right now guys, let me just leave it here. So before jumping writing our first program in Java, let's just try to understand like what is Java but in terms of like the use cases. So if I open up this schematic eventually here, or like this procedure code, now Java code is like almost like source code eventually. It contains a source file. As you can see here, there's like an extension of Java. Now that extension of Java is eventually essential, because now this extension here is the Java, which means C++ is .cpp, just like the extension for C++, the CPP. This is now for when you try to save your C++ like source files. Now the Java ones are basically .java, .java, just to show now the syntax now, or the file extension is Java. Sorry guys for my bad handwriting, but this is just like the use case right now eventually here. So basically based on this, the Java source code now is like stored on a disk, which means on a file based on this extension .java. Now the Java compiler compiles the source file into bytecode. Bytecode now is almost like a machine code, because now the bytecode will be stored in a file again in a .class extension, because Java's compile those Java files into now class files. Those class files are similar to eventually OBJ files in C++, because now C++ is object file, which means OBJ file is going to be usually used based on like trying to compile the entire program into like a much more executable. For example, as you can see in this section here, the class file eventually, the Java file, will be now converted now into a class file, as you can see here. Now the class will be the one to be like will be converted from the Java virtual machine into the Java interpreter, into now an executable file, which means the exe file that can be executed right now by the computer. Sorry guys for handwriting. So after this is going to jump here. So when it jumps here, now the operating system eventually right now will execute the program as an executable here, to execute now as a program, as an application on your computer. So let's just see how that works eventually by now implementation. So if you open up your NetBeans eventually here, let's go to new file on top here. So after this, new file, okay, close this. Okay, just click on your new project file here and go to Java would end an application. Click on next again. So right now, what we have to create now eventually our Java file extension of the Java file, which means it's the first extension to be converted into a class extension afterwards. Awesome. So guys, okay, so the project name is basically being displayed here. So what you can do right now here, just try to let me give my project name. So let me just say first, let me say Java test program. Awesome. So let me just save this. Okay, the file path, which means okay. Now the project locations where now your project files are going to be stored in your computer. As you can see, it'll be now in the user RON OneDrive documents in this project file NetBeans. Okay, fine. So after this, as you can see also here, basically here, like we created also the main class. The main class is like now the entry point, which means where now your Java program is going to be running eventually. It will execute now. It's like almost like the main function. So in C++, it's like a main function. Now in Java is the main class. The main class is the same as like the main function in C++ because it will be where now your program is going to be executed eventually now based on the implementation. As you can see here, it's been now like enabled by default. Let's click on finish afterwards. So we can create our first project in Java. Awesome. As you can see now, eventually we have the program being displayed here. Okay, awesome. Okay. So as you can see on top, guys, our name of the project is called Java Test Program with the extension .java, which means all your programs or files will have this .java extension. But also remember, after this, you're going to be converted into now a .java class. The class, which means the class just justified by saying it will become now like your executable program, then compiled by the interpreter into now a executable program. Now, basically here, as you can see, you also have like a package. Package is a keyword in Java that use now extensions or libraries to be used in your program. So whenever you want to use like a package or something or a library, the package keyword justified by saying because you can use this as a means of trying to justify like where all your programs are going to be stored. So package is a folder that contains all your Java files and programs, as you can see here. So the source package here on top is where, like I mentioned, where the packages are, which means in the source folder, you have now another folder called java.test.program, which means like the same name as the program name, which means where all your files will be stored now in here. So if you come now here, guys, here, as you can see, we have a public class in the Java test program name here, actually here. So this is by definition now is the main function, as you can see here, is the main function. And the main function is like needs to have like the main function side of it, which means this class is a main function by definition, it's a main class. So inside of it now we have a function called now public static void. This void now is just a void function. Now in C++, void means it doesn't take any. It's a function that doesn't take any parameters, which means it's empty. As you can see, the main name of the function is the one that is eventually going to be the main executable where the application is going to run. Now this function takes now a string argument as an array, as you can see here. Now in here, let's for example want to justify by saying now how do we try to understand this. So let me just write a statement in here, an output statement. Just type system dot operator out print line. You say hello and welcome to Java. Awesome. So guys, this is now the same thing as the cout in C++. Like in C++, we're using the cout statement and also this to eventually now output your messages. Now the same syntax, or let me say the syntax is similar, but now here in Java is much more in terms of like the use cases because we're using now a system package or library with extension of out the output eventually now this message here using the print function as a means of my execution. So this is now eventually a statement that says now it's a system, which means it's like a class extension function in a package. We're using the function in there called out as a class also, but now with a function called print line, which means I'm going to print the statement now here. Now this statement is basically taking arguments of a string. Now why a string? Because now remember the function of main also here, the main function in this class of Java test program justify by saying that this could be executable because now the argument here is taking a string character arrays as arguments. So if you come on top here, there's like a button here, like a play button on top of run program. Which means what you can do, if you don't want to run your program first, what you can do next to it now is like a clean and build project. So click on that just to build your program. See like is there any syntax errors right now. Awesome. As you can see, no syntax errors eventually here. So when you run your program right now here, you just run it. Okay. let's take something here. Java class only just replacing this return function. Okay, let's just analyze this now. We have an error here. This is Java installation program space on this package here. Java class loading. Okay, this class again internal loading. Okay. Okay, so we have now an error here in the line code. Is just saying okay, use a file. Only error occurs while executing the file. Okay, awesome, that's fine. So let's just analyze and see what's going on here. Let me just close this. Okay, now I'm gonna just click on this default configuration here. Go to customize and see eventually if right now our application or does it contain now eventually the main class. Let me check here. Okay, let me go to build configurations, compile. It's fine. Run. Okay. Okay, make main class based on this. Okay. Okay. Looks fine. Awesome. Let's clean again and see what's going on here. Which building? Okay. Check again here. Same problem again. Okay. So security return keyword. Okay. Launching my help with Java is in problem stuff. Okay, it's fine. So the package now is going to do this thing. Okay, it's fine. We just analyze now the packages and still see if there's any errors. Okay, so guys, which means the exception is just it's being thrown here, the main. Okay, awesome. We just try to close this. Okay, now let's come to the packages here. Now in the packages here, I'm gonna rename now this file. Let me just go to your factory and go to your name. Okay, I'm gonna name the test program's name. Let me call it main test. Back to this. Awesome. Now after this, let's just try and clean this and see what's going on. Awesome. Okay, let me run this. The same problem was an exception was returned here. Okay, package again, same thing. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so let's look at the packages again, installation settings. Okay. Oh, the problem is here because now the package name here. Okay, the main program or the main Java file was renamed to main test, but now the package name hasn't been renamed. Let's rename the package name also because it's confusing also now the packages. So let's rename this also into main test. Refactor this. Awesome. Let me just clean and build this. Awesome. Well, let me run this. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So as you can see now, we have a message say hello and welcome to Java. Awesome. So which means sometimes you have to make sure now that the name of the files you're creating must have like a Java extension in front because it can be confusing now. The Java compiler interpret now the file as a built-in package or as almost like an extension package. Okay, awesome. So guys, based on that, as you can see now, we can have like multiple shell statements here, or maybe the system.out line statements to print out a few things, as you can see here. So based on the syntax of Java, you can see here, it's like very standard, which means this eventually here, if I just open this, let me just open this into, let me open properties, let me go to source package, and go to file location. Awesome. Okay, so guys, you can see now here we have eventually now this files here. Now Java is like a few files that are building when the program is being executed. We have like the source CRC source file here. Now the source file contains like your main test file eventually, where like the Java source file, as you can see here, the same as before, like the Java source file. Now this Java source file is just like the Java extension, the .java extension that we have. Now if you go back eventually now from this, if you go to build contains now like the .class files, and also now they're going to be converted into an executable. If you go to classes here, eventually like your file cell. If you go to main test, you can see here the main test class. Now this class file here will be converted into now an executable, a program that runs the application. This class file here. So those are very important. Now these ones are just like now supporting files and stuff. Going to support like eventually executable of the program and stuff. Now if you go back to this just this one just contains now the executable eventually. As you can see, this Java test program, now this is now the executable. So this is the one, if you run it now, it runs a Java program eventually, this one. Almost like it's an application uh, uh, executable because it runs your Java program as an application. Now the XML file just shows you like eventually the extension, like how everything has been now um, uh, developed in terms of like the development structure, because XML file contains just text documentations about how the thing's been developed and stuff. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative because now right now we're building up content based from here, just making sure that now we understand like how to use Java eventually, and also how to make sure that now each and because Java can be difficult in terms of like the use cases, but if you understand how to minimize like issues and stuff, it can be really helpful like to understand, because if you understand C++, Java could be like the second language to master stuff. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, don't forget to comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and thank you for watching.